What's up guys, this video is all about using Tradingview because you have to chart yourself, of course, right? If you want to track your Bitcoin price, your altcoin price, your stocks, whatever, you can listen to people on YouTube, but you can also do it yourself. And the basics are not that hard. You can make it as hard as you want, but the basics on how it works, how to use Tradingview, how to set up a watch list right there, how to use a simple trend line to see if a coin is about to break out or get rejected at some point, all of that I can show you in this video. So with that being said, welcome to the Fomo Factory. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's going very quick. What I usually do on this channel is talk about the best altcoins, about my price predictions for the next bull run, challenges, all kind of crazy stuff. I'm here every single day, so be a part of the fam. And I really ask you, please give that like button a good push. Please show YouTube that this is good quality content. Trick them into thinking that people want to see this. Now, this is about Tradingview. The link for Tradingview is in the description of the video, but it's just tradingview.com. You can use Tradingview if you go to tradingview.com, but you can also get the app. I have the app. It's just a desktop app. You can also get it on your mobile phone. Here's Tradingview, and whoa, BNB's going insane, by the way, which is probably about to get rejected. Therefore, you want to use Tradingview, right? But this is how it looks like on the app. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. So I'm going to show you how to download it. It's free, by the way, for the people that feel like, but it's free. You can get a paid version, and I'm going to show you the benefits of the paid version. But I did a long time with the free version, which works fine if you just begin. So don't, if you don't know, if you just testing it out, don't go with the paid version right away. You can always do that later if you feel like you need that. For now, free is basically fine. I'm going to show you the charts that you should keep an eye on. And like I said, I'm going to show you how to draw some basic trend lines and how to read these charts a little bit. So here you have Tradingview. If you want to get the app, it's somewhere on their website. You can download it. I have to see where it is exactly. But if you fill in Control F and you fill in app, you'll probably find it somewhere. I'll come back to that later when I see where it's at. So first thing, you want to make an account. So if you press get started, you can get an account right there, right? You can sign up, and like I said, it's free. You use your email, you make up a password, and you are good to go, right? Now, there are some couple of benefits to the pro version that I'm going to show you. If you have the free version, then you just use Tradingview as you used to, right? You have your list right here. You can fill in your coins right here. So let me just start from the beginning, all right? So this is, let me check. You start with a watch list, and it's just called watch list, I think. That's here. Here you can add your coins, right? So you can click the plus button, and let's say you want to track what's popular Dogecoin right now, for example. So you fill in Doge. And after that, USDT, because you want to see how much Doge is worth in USDT, right? So no space, no nothing, just Doge USDT. And here you will find all the exchanges that you can track it on, right? So if you want to see how much it's worth on Binance, just click the plus button right here, and it's here in your watch list right now. If you feel like I want to have a, like if there's a coin and you want to chart it furthest back, right? Some coins are like, there are a lot of coins that before they get on Binance, they were already on KuCoin or on Gate. These are usually the exchanges that listed them first, right? So I would recommend, I always use Gate, just because they have the most information, right? It takes it a long time back from 2017 in this case, right? So that's why you can see that. Then this is how it looks like, give or take. I don't know how it exactly looks with you. Ask your questions in the comment bar if you do have any questions on this. This is not what it looks like to you for now, by the way. This is more what it looks like for you. And you don't see these lines right here. So I'm going to show you a couple of indicators that I use, a couple of, well, trend lines that I use as well. So first thing is this. And let me take a look. This is what it probably looks like, except these lines. So one thing you want to pop up is on the indicators section. You can put them in your favorites, by the way, as well. But what you want to do is the most standard things that you want to use at least is the volume. So you type just in volume, and maybe you can click this this favorite sign, right? Then you have it right here, so you don't have to look it up. Pop up the volume. There you can at least see, like, is there volume going into it? That's important. If there's no volume, then right? So that's what you want. A basic indicator that you might want to use as well is the relative strength index, aka the RSI. Then you find it right there. You also have the stochastic RSI. And the stochastic RSI basically measures the sentiment. Like, are people fearful? Are they greedy? What are they? Right? Now, it's very common that I basically look more at the stochastic RSI than the usual RSI. It's basically very common that if the stochastic RSI is here in this dark area right here, then it means it is overbought. If it's here, it means it's oversold. It's quite of a golden rule that works quite fine. And I'm not saying that now on the daily, like here you have your time frames, right? If it's high on the daily, it doesn't mean it's a bad investment for the long term, right? Keep that in mind, especially if you are trading. But time frames, as we were there, here in the left above corner, you can find your time frames. So it's now on the daily, you can put it on the weekly, right? You can put it on the 4-hour chart. You can put it on whatever kind of chart time frame you like. You can put it on the monthly, right? That gives you all other perspective on things, right? So that's how you look at that. What else is there? Okay. I mostly use the daily, the weekly, and the 4-hour. Like monthly is like, yeah, that's not going to change a lot or anything like that. On the left right here, you have all these different tools, right? So this right here, the cross, you can also use dot, whatever. You can use just to go zap through the chart, right? This is what you do with it. Right, you can also use the control button, then you can make all other stuff with it, fuck around with it a little bit, right? These are your trend lines. You have your vertical trend line right here. So if you zoom out and you feel like, oh, here's a trend line, okay, let's see if we can make something out of that. Well, this is not a good example, but you know, this is how you make vertical trend lines. So you can maybe put it like, oh, this is the all-time high, and it went all the way down here. Did it break out? So this is a little bit on how you use vertical trend lines. Now it's also, if you want to look at horizontal lines, which are resistances and supports, right? As you can see, Dogecoin came all the way up here. But it's now sitting at support, because at this green line here, this green dotted line, you can see where it is, right? And you see very obviously it's sitting right at this support, or right at this support, right at this support, here little support, right? Probably something here as well, exactly at this support, right? If it was previous support and it broke down and it comes back up, then it's not support anymore, then it's resistance, right? So it's very like, this is a resistance point. So you want to draw a line maybe here to have the good perspective on it. Well, you can use such a line. You can do it like this. This is what I always did. But then it's hard, right? If you click this arrow behind it, you have multiple different lines, right? You can also use the horizontal line. It makes it a lot easier. You just go to where your cursor is or where you want it to be, click, and then there you have your line. If you click that line again, you can adjust it. You can adjust the color. You can adjust the thickness of the line. You can do a lot of stuff. And these are all the basics, right? I won't be able to give you the complete walkthrough of Tradingview. One, because I don't know everything. It's a lot, right? But two, it's a lot, right? So just the basics will help you understand it pretty clearly. Now, I want to show you something else, which is pretty nice, which kind of only works in a bull run though. So keep that in mind. And let me take a look if I can find a nice example on something. That's VeChain, I think. Yeah, VeChain is quite okay. Cool. So what you have right here as well is a parallel channel. And a parallel channel, it works the same as a usual trend line. Like you put it like this, right? But then if you click it, you can pull it up. And then you can see like, okay, where are the resistances? Well, give or take here. So this is the channel that VeChain has been in, right? And you can draw this all the way out, all the way out. And it's accurate until it's not, right? But this is the channel that it's following. So therefore it works pretty fine in a bull run. You can also use it in a bear market, of course, but like now in a sideways market, I mean, it is still a bear market, but you know, how good does this work, right? You can put it like this and then this. Yeah, okay, this is what you have then. Fine, right? That's what you have with your lines. Well, there's another thing which is very important to use. And that's, let me find that. Let me take a look. Shall I take VeChain as an example? Daily chart. Yeah, okay. This is, you know, of the current range that we have been in since May, basically. This is the low, right? We all agree that this is the low and that this is the high. Okay. Here, in this section, you have Fib retracement. This is your Fibonacci tool. Fibonacci tools, the calculation behind it, I don't know exactly. All I know, Fibonacci tools are pretty damn accurate, right? So if you want to measure, like, what are the important levels for the range that your coin has been in for now, you take your Fibonacci tool, you start at the lowest point right here. So you take the low and you pull it all over. This is the white line, that's where I'm at right now. You put it all the way to this level right here, right? And let's take it a little there because otherwise we don't know here. Let's put it right there, right? Now, if you click your Fibonacci tool, you have all these levels, right? You have the 0, you have the 0.618, you have the 0.786. These are the most important, so therefore I only have these checked. But the 0.6 or the 1.618 is a pretty good level as well. So we can also get that, right? If we then click OK, it's there as well, right? So what you can see right now, and that's here, right? So that's not that important for now. But what you can see right now is that this level right here, around 2.5 cents for VeChain, is quite of a big level, right? And also quite of a big level is 2.2 cents. These are the levels for VeChain to take a look at. Sorry, I need my coffee. These are the levels for VeChain to take a look at right now. So keep that in mind. And in this case, it had a lot of, you know, it's going under that a lot, right? So of course, it's not 100% accurate, never, but it's the area. It's not the exact level, it's the area around there. And as you can see, yeah, the area here is always getting bought up, and the area right here is always being sold, right? This is, well, this line is pretty accurate to call the top of that range, right? So that's something you want to keep your eyes on as well. Well, you have a lot of stuff right here and a lot of complex stuff, and I don't know all about all of this. All I know, this could be very helpful, but only use it if you know how to use it. Because if you draw something like this just a little off, like if I've drawn this line like here instead of here, these levels don't make sense anymore, right? So then you cannot rely on your own charting. And then you are going to make stupid decisions. So don't, why every time I move my camera as well? That's that. Here you have your brush, for example, so you can just draw a little bit whatever you want, right? You have a lot of other stuff. You can draw a box right here. So if you for yourself want to be like, okay, obviously this is the area right here. So let me take it from here to here. This is a good accumulation phase for VeChain right now, for example, right? So you can draw it like that. You also have your texting tool. Then you can put a text right here. So buy range, something like that. I don't know. You can adjust your text, whatever you want. These are all the basics, all the basics, all the basics. Well, you have a lot more. What I also find quite interesting is this one. Let's say you are longing or shorting or whatever, or yeah, let's go with that, right? Let's say you are longing or shorting. All right. Let's say, I don't recommend it now on VeChain necessarily, but let's say you want to long. Now, let's say you want to short it right here, right? You see that it's kind of at the top of this range right here, and you feel like, it might come down here. What are my chances? What are my chances here, and what if it goes wrong? So what you can do here is, here, you can click short position, and you can put it here, and take it all the way down to where you want it to go, right? So you take it here in this case, right? Now, also, like, where could it go if it breaks out of this range? Well, you see sometimes it's just practicing. Sometimes you look at the chart and you feel like, I don't know what to make of this. In this case, I feel like if VeChain breaks out of this range right here, you know, we have this as a resistance area. Definitely, but is that a big one? The really big one is right here, right? But okay, let's say this is also an area, give or take 2.7 cents. So let's put this at around that level, 2.7 cents, and you can see right now, if you are longing or shorting it, you know, what's your risk reward ratio? Well, in this case, it's 0.83. So that's very low. So that's a bad risk reward ratio. So that way you can also already kind of calculate like, okay, should I put in a trade right now? Should I not put in a trade right now? You can also put it on the high time frame. Let's say you feel like, okay, it is going to break out till here, right? I'm gonna put in a long position. What are the chances then? Well, long position, let's take it from there. And the target, this is your target, right? Target is give or take this. And where would your stop loss be? Well, if it breaks below this level, right? Because if it breaks below this level, so you have to put it a little under that because you could have these fake outs, then that's the range. That's a risk reward ratio of 3, right? It's already better. So in this case, I would rather long VeChain than short VeChain because the odds are just better, right? That's the way to look at it. And you could also be, here you have a measure tool, right? So if you feel like, okay, if it gets there, how many percentages do I get? Oh, 40% move. Nice, right? You can also very simply be like, okay, how much did Bitcoin came down this bear market? So I'm gonna put it on the weekly, has a slightly better overview, right? So how much did it come down? Well, take your measure tool from the top to where we are right now. Bitcoin is now down 70%, right? Here, 70%. And it also measures the amount of bars. In this case, 1 bar is 1 week. So 54 bars, 378 days. Cool. So that's also a good tool to use. Now, there is a lot more. But I want to take you through some other things. All right. So if we go back to this website, you have your free version. The thing that considered me to not get a free version anymore, but a pro version, were 2 things. You have a lot of benefits, right? These benefits. And if you go to Pro Plus, you have this plus this. And if you have the premium, you have, I think I have the Pro Plus, I think, or I have the Pro. I don't know. One of the 2. What made me get the Pro? It's $15 per month, right? If you are using TradingView that much, then it's also worth it. Let me put it like that. What made me use the Pro version are 2 things. 1, you can get multiple watch lists. So if you have the free version, you have a watch list, or maybe 2, I think, maybe, or just 1. I don't know. I'm not sure anymore. But if you have that, you cannot create multiple watch lists. But I, for example, want to have a button with my main charts, right? So these are not necessarily all coins, but this is the Bitcoin chart. I have multiple Bitcoin charts, but I also want to take a look at the Bitcoin longs. Like, how many people are longing Bitcoin right now? Well, that's ridiculous. This is information you might want to see, right? How many people are shorting Bitcoin right now? I have here a Bitcoin chart. I have different Bitcoin charts, right? But I also want to take a look at the DXY. I want to see Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, right? Ethereum compared to Bitcoin looks like it wants to get a breakout right here. But I also want to see the total market cap. Also want to see the total 2, without Bitcoin. And I also want to see the total 3 without Bitcoin and Ethereum. And there's a lot more. There are some stocks in here like the S&P or the NASDAQ or that kind of stuff, right? So that's all stuff you might want to have in a category with main charts. Like, you could get it all into one list if you want to go with the free version, and that's fine. But at a certain point, if you have a lot of stuff, you lose the overview. That's what happened to me, at least. Also, what convinced me to get the Pro version is you have a limited amount of indicators that you can use with the free version. I'm not sure anymore how much, but at a certain point I was using my indicators and I got a pop-up like, okay, now you have too much indicators right here. You have to go to the Pro plan if you want to use multiples. And I had my volume, but I also had the stochastic RSI, the usual RSI, but I wanted to add the pi cycle bottom indicator, for example, and the BB and the 20 weekly moving average. So with all that kind of stuff, I felt like I'm limited. And is that worth $15 for me? Yeah, for me it was, right? For me it was. So therefore, I used the Pro version. So the benefits, you can get 5 indicators per chart. Right, so that's already quite a lot. 2 charts in one window, right? So I'm not using that, but that's possible. 20 server side alerts. Server side alerts. I think that meant, yeah, I think that meant this. Like I'm having this one, and I already have my limit with 100. I have this one. What that means is like I have my my altcoin medium portfolio watch list, for example, and you see these yellow lines right there, right? Why are these yellow lines right there? Well, these are my big support points. As you can see, that's for Uniswap. It's a big support point here, big resistance, and this is on the weekly, right? If you put it on the daily, you can see that there's a lot more going on right there, right? But also the bottom of the range, like that was previous resistance. So these are the points that I feel like, okay, this is an interesting point. But if you right click and you can you can even put it on the horizontal line. That's cool. So you can set an alert right there, right? So if the price gets there, you create an alert for yourself. And as you can see right here, timer. So I have the app as well. So if I'm not paying attention and Uniswap, for example, goes down a lot, and it's in my buying point, you can also set your limit order on Binance or whatever. But if you don't want to do that yet, you can just set your alert, right? And then you get a pop-up, right? But you are also limited with the amount of alerts that you can set, right? So if you have a pretty decent list of altcoins, like I have, this is only my medium risk, like I have quite a lot of altcoins right there. I also have the BTC pairs, by the way. So then I'm getting kind of limited, right? So that's a benefit. By the way, I will talk about how I set my list up, but it's ad free. By the way, I can't remember in the first version getting a lot of ads or anything, but okay. Volume profile indicator, custom time intervals, and that's pretty cool. By the way, custom time intervals. That means this, right? You can set it on here. So I'm on the daily chart, the 3-day chart, the weekly chart, or whatever, but I can also set it on the here, look, days, months. But what if I want to see something on the 6 months chart? Add that. Now I have 6 months right here. Now, for a lot of altcoins, there is not a lot to see, right? I mean, this is not that old. But if you want to go to stocks or to Bitcoin, for example, then this means now that every bar, right? That's how these time zones, I wanted to say. this how it works, right? Every bar now is 6 months, right? If I put it on daily, every bar is 1 day. Right? And how to read such a thing for the people that have no experience with this yet, like how does such a candle work? I used to have a lot of problems kind of understanding that. Well, this bar right here, this is a green bar, right? So it went up that day. You see this, you see this thin line, you see the thick line, and you see this thin line. So what happened in the full day, it went from this point between this here and this right here. That's the entire range that it had that day, basically. However, since it's green, it went up. So this is the bottom of the full body candle. It's where it opened that day, and that's in line with this one because this is where this one opens, right? And this is where it closed. So this one closed here. And this one opened right there. And this one went all the way up here. But at the end of the day, it closed right here. So that's how it closed today, right? For another example, this one as well, opened here, went down all the way to here, all the way, went up all the way here. That's all what happened in the meantime. But at the end of the day, what happened? It opened here and it closed here. But after that, it came down, right? So here is where it opened. And whatever it did in between with these thin lines, right? It closed here. So that's how you have to take a look at it. All right, so every candle is whatever you make of this right here, right? So, how to, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of questions you might have, right? That's how you take a look at it, at least. So what kind of charts do I look at? And please drop your comments in the questions in the comments if you have any, because it could be quite hard if you click a wrong button. You might be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, for example, here, if you click this, for example, and you'd be like, whoa, oh shit, I clicked something, but I didn't know what. Now it's all lines, right? That might kind of confuse you. Well, that's what you can adjust right here. You can make it bars. Some people use that. I really don't like this. Use candles is what you see most. You can use hollow candles as well. You can use this. You can use a line. You can use a lot. The Heikinashi. That's also that like, yes, this is something different as well. Like, you see all these greens after each other while there were red days, but this is more following the trend, right? So this is completely different as well. You can use the Renko. Well, I would recommend just using candles like we probably all used to. So what I would recommend you at least using, look, if you use the free version, fine. I mean, if you don't chart a lot yet, maybe, I don't know. What I would at least recommend you getting here is BTC USDT chart, of course, right? So you just click the plus button and you fill in BTC. That's the ticker. You always want to use the ticker, and then USDT, right? You can use your exchange right there and done. You can also use BLX, Brave Liquidity Index. All right, Brave Liquidity Index is basically Bitcoin, but it takes it most back, except this one right here. I don't know exactly. Here I have my BLX, and it takes it most back ever, right? So it goes back like, let me put it on the 6 months right now so I can show you. The BLX has just most information out there, right? So this goes back until 2010. Right, so you could chart a lot, but at least Bitcoin, that's what you want to look at. That's the market leader. You might want to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance as well, the BTCD, right? Bitcoin dominance, because this says something about how much money is sitting into Bitcoin instead of altcoins, right? There's Bitcoin and there are altcoins. That's how it is. And the Bitcoin dominance is quite important to know as well, right? So sometimes it's like, oh, how can I find something? I don't know. I got it, and I don't know how I did it sometimes. But Bitcoin, I think just Bitcoin dominance, right? You have it, market cap dominance, right? So there you find it. You also have the USDT dominance, how much money is sitting in USDT. You can also go with Ethereum, because it now also searches for dominance, right? So you can also go with Ethereum dominance, how much money is sitting into Ethereum. Well, you can also do that for Cardano and Solana and XRP and all that kind of shit, but I don't know if that's really necessary. I don't know what that's good for. What I will recommend you checking out also is the DXY. Just do the same and type in DXY. This is the dollar currency index, and this is just how strong the dollar is compared to a bucket of assets like stocks, crypto, etc. So the higher this is, the worse for, you know, crypto and that kind of stuff. It's pretty goddamn high right now. Right, it hasn't been that high since 2002. So for the bears calling, oh, macro, bad macro. Well, this is worse than it's been ever in crypto before, and Bitcoin still sitting nicely around 20K. So I'm not complaining about that, basically. So the DXY is something you might want to see. I will recommend you checking out ETH BTC. This is like, you can look at the altcoin market, but ETH BTC is also a very good indicator on how altcoins are doing. So definitely check that out as well. And the S&P 500 is not bad. So the S&P 500 is, the ticker of that is SPX, right? If you fill in SPX, you'll find it right there, S&P 500. Check that out, because however you want to put it, crypto and stocks are correlated, and the S&P 500, if we zoom out, we haven't seen that big of a dump a lot, right? I mean, I think it went down like 20%, and we used to crypto, right? 20%, buy every day, something that goes down 20%, like 27%. But for stocks, it's a lot. For the S&P, it's a lot. Like we had this in 2007. I don't even know if this was such okay, that was such a great dump. Well, but it doesn't happen like a lot here, Corona. Okay, so you want to take a look at the total market, so just total, and you'll see the crypto total market cap. You might want to see also, because if you fill in total, I think you will find it all right there. Crypto total market cap right there, but you also, like I said, have the total 2 excluding Ethereum, and total 3 total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And what you might want to see, what I now gonna add, is the total DeFi, so the crypto total DeFi market cap, right? That's quite interesting as well. So this is everything in DeFi, so you can see how DeFi is doing on its own, right? It's quite important as well. USDT dominance, all that. These are the main charts that I feel like if you want to understand the market and want to see how the market works, then these are the basic main charts that you want to add. And you want to know how to read them. You want to do research on like how is it used to be, what makes it go up or down. I mean, you can add the chart and look at it and be like, oh, okay, but you have to understand your charts, right? But you know, that's not what this video is about. What you then want to do is what I did, let me put it like that, but I have 4 crypto portfolios. I have a low risk portfolio, high risk, medium risk, and a gaming portfolio. So I split it up here as well. I have to update this a little bit because I haven't done that yet. I also have my trading portfolio, which I'm not really using anymore. So if you want to buy a list, it's not possible. But that's what I did. So like I said, if you use the free version, just put it in between here, especially if you do not have 100 coins to chart, then it's quite enough, and then you have a pretty decent overview still. But low risk, for example, what I did is I have, well, near USDT, right? So you can see, like, if you like near protocol, you can look like, okay, how does it look? Okay, it's sitting at its lows right now, basically still since June. It's going pretty much sideways. It had a nice relief rally, came down. Is it a good moment to buy right now? Well, you know, forget about all the macro, forget about the this and the that. If you just look at this chart, you can at least say, like, okay, maybe it's worth $2 cost a little bit in here, because look at the level where it's sitting, and yes, it might get down, but you know, if you zoom out a little bit, people wanted to buy here as well. Why won't you buy here, right? But what I'm also looking at is near Bitcoin. Well, this is what I'm doing for every coin that I have, but also the Bitcoin chart, right? So it might have come down a lot in dollar value, right? But compared to Bitcoin, it didn't came down that much. And that's mainly because Bitcoin went down like 4x, you know? Now more like 3x, but total it came down almost like 4x from its all-time high, right? So then this goes down, no, not necessarily, but you can assume that this goes down 4x as well, right? This right here is how much near is worth compared to Bitcoin right now. So it came down from the top to the bottom 67%. So while Bitcoin was worth less, 4 times less, near compared to Bitcoin was also down 60-70%, right? So that's how you can take a look at that. So if you look at this, you use your measure tool and you feel like, okay, what if this gets back to its all-time high again? It's 200%. That's a 3x. It's not a 2x, it's 100% is a 2x, right? If you make 100%, so calculate it like that. I made that mistake before and I was like, not working for me, right? So that's a 3x. So if near now does a 3x, Okay, great. But if then Bitcoin goes back to its all-time high of another 3x, for example, then near dollar value does a 9x, right? So if we look at this, it's like 600%. Okay, a lot of potential because that's a 7x, right? Yeah, and I'm doing this with every single coin, basically. So definitely also put in, I don't know why I've Solana twice, but also look at the Bitcoin value of things. I think that's really important to take a look at. Now, I have my medium risk portfolio right here. I have my high risk portfolio right here. And I have my gaming portfolio right there. Right, and it's just a really nice way of charting, man. It's a really nice way. So if I let me see if I have a coin in my portfolio that I haven't shut up. Let me see if I have a coin. I want to give you one more example on something. So let me see if I have a coin right here that I haven't on my trading view yet that I can add right there. What is there? Oh, wait, I think I have it right here, by the way. In my high risk portfolio, searching for ZCX. You can also, by the way, click symbol, and it sorts by symbol, it sorts by, you know, change percentages. It's also very handy. Like, it's usually if you use CoinGecko as your portfolio or whatever, you have that right there as well. But you can see like, oh, this thing 9%, and what the fucking actual fuck happened here? Whoa, huh? What is this? Wait 1 second. Is this okay? Wow. Well, I don't know what happened with this one specifically, but Quanks. Whoa, wait a second. Wait. Sorry, this is totally off top. This is not Quant, by the way. This is Quanks. Oh, how do you spell that again? Sorry, I want to check this. QANX. What happened right here? This thing is like, all trading withdrawals and deposits on centralized exchanges has been paused following an attack. Right. And an attack it was. Whoa. It was like a cent, and it's now worth less. Whoa. Right. So, okay, so you cannot buy this anymore. So that's too bad. I don't know. I don't even really know this project, but it's like, okay, it's fucked up. So what I wanted to show you is this. Sorry for that. Sorry. I'm way all over the place. I know. So this is ZCX, for example, and I haven't really done charting right here. So I just wanted to do this like it's a like I'm getting started, right? And then I'm gonna wrap it up. It's already taking 40 minutes. I'm so sorry for the longest videos all the time. So if I want to look like, okay, ZCX, I like the project. Where could it might go? First thing, let me take a Fibonacci tool over this to see what that says. That's completely the wrong tool. Very smart. Okay, so this is it. So Fibby says, wait. That's basically what it does, right? So the most important levels here are at, well, basically 12 cents and 8.5 cents. And it's now sitting at 16 cents, right? It's also sitting at some resistance right here, right? You see that it broke above it, but it got rejected already. And now it's just hanging here. So that's something that you might feel like, okay, this is an important level right here. This is an important level right here. Cool. All right. So that says not buying right now, but that's not the only thing, of course. Let me take a look if we can find something in this mess right here, right? Because what you want to see in the chart is like it went up, it went down, but you want to see it go sideways as well, right? You not only want to see it go down. So what is this thing doing right here? It finally start making higher highs and higher lows. Like it went down all the time. We had a high, we had a lower high, we have a lower high, and we have a low, we have a lower low right here, we have a lower low. But in the shorter time frame, it finally had a low, it had a higher low, and now it looked like it had a slightly higher low again. So if it wants to keep on going, you want to see a higher high as well, right? So you want to see it go somewhere around here at least. Well, that's a big step, right? So you might want to wait to see what happens with this and not ape right into this, right? Also, if let me take a look if this is even chartable right now. Sometimes what you want to do, if you want to pull up a diagonal line like this, the more touches it has, the more accurate it is, right? So I can put it like this, for example, I don't know, this. But yeah, that's completely random, right? I can also put it like this, and then it's suddenly resistance, or I can put it like this, right? So sometimes you just see, sometimes you really want to take a good look, okay, like, where is it? Is it even in such a channel, right? So yeah. So that's with ZCX. It's just what I wanted to take a look at. What I do see is sometimes you also see like, okay, this here was support, right? So if you put your cursor over it, you can see like, this dotted white line, is there more going on? Yeah, here it's resistance, here it's support, right? So you see that this is a big level, right? So you might want to save that by putting a horizontal line over it, right? So that's here, right? So, and does that align with what Phoebe said? Phoebe said something like this. Well, it's right in the middle of these lines, basically. So, and like I said, it's the area. It's not necessarily the exact line, it's the area. But this area right here is a golden buying opportunity, in my opinion. At least, let me put it like that. This area right here is the area where it probably comes down to. So that's kind of the basics on how to use Tradingview. Sorry for being a little all over the place. I hope it was helpful. If you like the video, like the video. Like I said, if you have any questions about this, on how it works, or like if you have any problems with it, leave it in the comments. If I know, I will try to help you with that. And I want to end it for here because video is taking way too long. Again, sorry for that. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.